Maori tribes, Celtic tribes, Mongols, Apache tribes, Vikings, the deadliest civilizations. The Maori were the original inhabitants of New Zealand before the arrival of European colonists, and they were known to practice cannibalism during wars. In October 1809, large numbers of Maori warriors attacked a European ship carrying prisoners to take revenge for the ill treatment they had been subjected to, and there was the leader's son on the ship, so they killed 66 of its passengers and carried the living and the dead to the shore to eat them, which terrified those who managed to hide on the ship as a result of seeing the Maori eating people all night. The Celts were famous for being headhunters, as they used to place the heads of their victims on their horse carriages in the front of their homes. Some of them enter wars naked with the aim of surprising the enemy. They were distinguished by their long iron swords. They usually cut off the heads of their enemies in battles and then tied them to the necks of their horses or hang it on the doors of their homes. They were showing it to strangers as a form of pride. Some of them refused to give up their heads in exchange for their weight in gold. The Mongols were one of the bloodiest peoples in the history of the ancient world, where they ruled large parts of Europe and Asia under the leadership of their leader, Genghis Khan. The Mongols were distinguished by their discipline, complete obedience to their leader, and their high skill in using the bow while riding horses. They used weapons that could penetrate armor, in addition to being geniuses in the method of psychological warfare and arousing enthusiasm in the soldiers, which enabled them to build the second largest empire after the British Empire. The formation of that empire began when Genghis Khan pledged in his youth to put the world under his feet, so that the world from Vietnam to Hungary would be under his command. He intended to seize China, but he died before that happened. The Apache tribes in North America were like ninjas, as they were distinguished by their skill in infiltrating from behind and slaughtering their enemies without anyone realizing it. They relied on primitive weapons made of wood and bone, and enjoyed superior skill in fighting with knives, which made them the greatest warriors with this tool in the world. The Apache tribes terrorized the southwestern region of the United States to the point that the American Army, at the beginning of the establishment of the United States, faced extreme difficulty in defeating them, especially since they relied on the hit-and-run system in wars, and they usually removed the scalps of their victims. The Vikings terrorized Europe as a result of their incessant raids on European cities with their looting. The Vikings were known for their violence and extreme ferocity. Even their religion was about war, where the Vikings practiced a horrific ritual in which the victim's back was cut off and her ribs and lungs were pulled out of place to resemble wings. It is said that this ritual, called the blood eagle, is used only on the most hated enemies, such as the notorious Scandinavians who lived from the 8th to the 11th centuries.